in 2002, 20 years ago. Tiger joining Jack Nicklaus and you, Nick.
Yeah.
As the only three to ever defend their title with a win. And he's putting up a great showing here. Coming in here with a lot of questions swirling about his neck.
Yeah.
The sands of time signal that the Masters has.
Well, last year he won by one. It got tied at the end. The first Japanese-born player to win the Masters. And he and his caddy Shota Hayafuchi, one of the great shots of respect you'll ever see.
From the Augusta National.
No, he'd be delighted that he's 2 days down, and he's right in it.
The Masters.
Just can't get enough of seeing that shot, Shota.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not knowing that anyone was watching, much less Eric Liddell. Fantastic camera operator up in the 18th tower happened to capture that image that will be played around here forever.
Now, that is Japan, Jim. Very honorable nation.
Question. Now, Justin for birdie. For birdie. Wow. Cinch the edge.
Well, he might have 2 chances at the crystal for the day for the low round, but Scotty now in that front bunker at 17.
67 after 76. Let's go to 17.
And here it is, Nick. Beautiful line, slide up slope. Just a sand wedge.
Oh, these guys are good. My goodness.
He's displayed unbelievable touch around the greens today. 3 or 4, as he would say, sick, really good shots.
The nerve these guys have got.
James Pyatt, Michigan State, the U.S. amateur champion. Back at Oakmont last summer over Austin Greaser. What a thrill to be able to play here. And learn while having 2 rounds of a lifetime around here. Back to 17.
Well, 5 strokes is the largest 36-hole lead. 5 players have had that lead. 4 have gone on the win. Scotty Scheffler will head to the last with a 5-shot lead. Just a brilliant second shot and up and down there. But Hideki might have something to say about that, Jim.
That's for sure. He is right where he wants to be, right in the thick of it. The 4th to get in at 3 under par, joining Charles Schwartzel, Shane Lowry, Sungjae Im, all of them at 141, 3 under par. But Scotty Scheffler is bringing it home on this Friday. Our leader by 5.
Okay, this game's gonna help you with your swing. You can play as me. Yeah, I upgraded to AT&T Fiber. It's so fast, it reacts in near real time. Whoa, that's nothing like me. That's terrible. That's you. That. It is me.
AT&T helps push what's possible, like making Barkley better in golf. Limited availability.
Go. I play good like this.
The lower your drag coefficient, the more efficient you become. Such amazingly perfect shapes run throughout the natural world and can now be found in the Automotive One, the world's most aerodynamic production vehicle, the EQS sedan.
We are back and we are live at the tee at 18. Scotty Scheffler assesses what the conditions are. Winds on this final hole. The tee shot so pivotal. We saw many miss yesterday. And quite the same issue today for most of the field off the 18th tee.
Well, it suits his eye perfect. Jim, aim at the bunkers and just go with that little fade. That's why he's gone to the right-hand side. Late.
Put your arm.
So far down. He's actually went right over the top of the magnolia tree and maybe has a clear view.
So he misses the fairways at 17 and 18. Tony Finau next up.
Yeah, baby.
Straight over the corner.
Adam Scott needs 4 to play on the weekend. The cut is going to be at +4.
They made a miss. Took a triple down at 15. Careful. Just clears the last leaves.
So as this final group makes its way to the 18th hole on this Friday evening, just past 7 o'clock Eastern time, Scheffler, world number one here at Augusta. Justin Thomas, a sparkling round of 67 to erase the poor start and get into the red and at least keep within arm's length of the top of the leaderboard. And there's Tiger Woods, 74. He's +1 for the tournament. And take a look at his round, Curtis Strange. 4 bogeys and 5 holes to start, miserable. But things began to turn here on 8.
Well, you have to do it somewhere, and that's a good place to do it. He's dominated the par 5s over the years.
Key par save here on 9. That is a tough putt and such a difficult green. So at least heads into the second 9 with a chance to make a move. And this was an absolutely spectacular shot to 10.
Spectacular shot, but you got to bet he pushed it just a little bit, but that's okay because he'll have that for a little tap-in birdie on a very tough par 4.
And then after his second to 13, he laughed because it just wasn't a shot he tried to pull off, but it allowed him to do this with his third.
He got a break, took advantage of that. He'll tap that in for another birdie.
So birdie on 10, birdie on 13, then this on 14.
You know, more than just the birdies, he's turned it around. He started off so poorly. The wind has dropped out a little bit, but it takes a lot of intestinal fortitude, a lot of belief to turn this thing around.
And what you're not seeing in those highlights, Curtis, is he missed a couple of putts that he had decent looks at birdie. It looked like there was freedom on the tee swinging the driver.
He hit 10 of 14 fairways.
And he looked very comfortable there to me, but I defer certainly to you.
No, well, he put it in the fairway. That's all we care about. But he looked freer today. He looked like he hit the consistent cut off the tee, and that sets up the rest of the golf course.
And whatever his internal goals were, he will play the weekend in his return to competition. And now, as I said earlier, he must shake his head and remember when he was the 25-year-old, this world number 1, and arrived having won 3 of 5. That's what this man has done. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, leading, and now he'll go try to see what it looks like for a second here on 18.
Well, there you go. There is a window.
There's certainly a window. My goodness, that's like a barn door.
You know, surprising. I was just looking at the analytics on Tiger's round. It felt like he hit more than 9 out of 18 greens today. The same number he hit yesterday.
Oh yeah, I don't count that. I mean, if they miss a green by 6 inches on the, on the 8-point cut, they call it a missed green. I would never
like
worry
the
about that.
Like the 17th hole today.
Yeah, never.
So Finau will be first, then Scott, and then Scotty.
Final slope. 160 with this, I think it's perfect. Low 160.
No, I think we hit it more than. I think we played pretty close to numbers because we got up to 7 or 9 going back.
Full stop on it.
Yeah, I think it's perfect to stop it.
Okay.
Yeah. 66 pin, right in between 66 and 70.
Yep.
Only a couple now.
Okay.
Playing in his 5th Masters. He's finished 10th, 5th, 38th, and 10th. So 3 top 10s in his 4 previous appearances. Just got it above the upslope.
Down this one, huh? Sitting down a bit more. Okay. I mean, we need to get it 45 as a minimum, isn't it?
I think 45 should minimum, but we should actually be thinking away a little longer than that because we've got a backstop.
I know.
When you've got the right club.
Do you think that's the right stick?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So do you think if I make a full swing at this, it's absolutely fine?
Absolutely fine.
A 55 swing?
Yeah, absolutely fine. I love it, Scotty. Okay.
We've got 50 holes, do we?
Yeah, we've got 50 holes here. Okay. Yeah.
So Tiger has the longest active streak of made cuts at Augusta with now 22 in a row. Adam Scott's streak of 12 is 2nd best on the active list.
Flat-footed, blocks it right.
What happened there?
Oh, that's the wrong miss in that right-hand bunker this time. That was a tight goal swing, unfortunately, wasn't it?
There you go.
What can he put on this right here off the pine straw, Nick, to get it close?
Well, 136, probably a pitching wedge. Just trap it, drive it in low. It's all about the strike. And try and carry it all the way. I mean, right now, the wind is calm. He's got to drive it in low, so just crack on. I'm sure he's going to go for another one.
Get up. Go. Go.
Is it enough? It is.
Yeah, of course it is. Every shot lands on the spot. Very impressive, isn't it?
I mean, it's been a little bit of everything. Bunker play, pitching and chipping, putting. He's had all the shots.
But look how close everything goes. All the chips, all the bunker shots. He's missed one putt, the one on 9. That was it.
Largest 36-hole leads. 5 strokes. Scotty Scheffler can actually
go to 6.
Make the record. Make the putt. Have the record. See how they finished? The groupings and the starting times were released on Tuesday. I don't know who was prescient enough to come up with the idea that they should send Scotty Scheffler out last on Friday. but it might have been a harbinger of late starts in the last pairing Friday, Saturday, and you got to think Sunday too. I mean, imagine that. You've got a putt here, a makeable putt, set the 36-hole record for the largest lead. You got a putt for 66. You've come here and completely overtaken the world of golf over the last 6 weeks with 3 wins.
Isn't it? Oh, Adam's in trouble. He's got to try and use the slope. Send it high as possible to really get some swing. Oh, he did a good job.
Yes, he did.
It's got a relatively, well, it's going to be straight and firm. Bash it in to make the cut.
Well, for 13 consecutive appearances, if he holds it. He now will be next. So it's going to be cold tomorrow. We've known that all week. The temperature is supposed to be right around 60. There was a time where the long-range forecast said it would be in the mid-50s, but even at 60, and we expect some breezes, not like what we had today in the heart of the day. But what does that mean? What do you have to do here at Augusta when it's cold like that and you're in contention?
Well, the other important factor is they had another day of no rain. Greens would definitely be a little bit firmer. Obviously, the tournament committee has a choice in setting up the course either very difficult or accessible. We don't know yet.
Birdie? No, that close.
I feel they will probably go for a tough golf course again.
Yes.
And gives.
And Sunday bring out the fireworks.
Yeah, and it gives, as Tiger was describing, exactly what he wants. He knows that if he was to shoot and get into the red, then that's, great to get to maybe that 3 under, something like that. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler has a huge upper hand on controlling this Masters already. A bit like Jordan moons ago, when I remember saying just shoot, what he's got to shoot is 270s and it's an absolute lock. And if he goes to 6-shot lead, well, yeah, to shoot 271s, it probably would be good enough.
Get there. He matches Justin Thomas for 67, low round of the day, but he has seized control of the tournament. The narrative right now at the top is Scotty Scheffler, trying to become the first since Jason Day back in 2015 when he had that searing streak of 4 wins in 6 starts that included the PGA Championship. He's the last to do so, win 4 out of 6 starts.
I just love the way within 15 seconds hitting a shot, he's smiling and laughing, Jim. He's got an incredibly light attitude. He's fantastic, isn't it?
And for sure, and you can't say enough about Ted Scott.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see right there who's steered Bubba to 2 wins here. One of the veteran. Great credits to the game out here. Now Scott for the cut.
Yeah.
Good job. Wow, that is not an easy down and 2. Well played.
Yeah, probably can't believe he put himself through the ringer at that age. Look at that.
.25. Par for Finau. And the Masters is halfway home. 4 over is the cut. Scotty Scheffler is not just the leader, he's the dominant performer here. After rounds of 69 and 67, showcasing on what most would argue is the greatest stage in golf, his immense talents. So many different ways today, Nick.
Yeah, but it's a scramble way. This is his hallmark. The scrambling was absolutely a masterclass. Wow, how about that? Yeah, saved that one.
She made the comparison of what Jordan had done a few years back. It was Jordan who heavily recruited Scotty to the University of Texas, where he followed in Spieth's footsteps with a 3-time All-America career for the Longhorns. Scotty Scheffler, 67, 15 players in red figures. What a weekend it's going to be. No lead is safe, but Scotty Scheffler has proven over the last 6 weeks he knows how to win, and there's nothing bigger than what a win here would mean to him.
What if you were a global bank who wanted to supercharge your audit system? So you tap IBM to unsilo your data and start crunching a year's worth of transactions against thousands of compliance controls with the help of AI. Now you're making smarter decisions faster, operating costs are lower, and everyone, from your auditors to your bankers, feels like $1 million. Let's create smarter ways of putting your data to work. IBM, let's create.
Using AT&T 5G, I've called in some friends to help with your game.
Amazing! Tips way out here?
Less talking, more golfing.
Sorry.
All right, now check your alignment.
And widen your stance.
Got it.
Wider.
Bend your knees.
Not that much.
Maybe AT&T 5G is too reliable.
Loosen your grip.
Head still.
Eyes down.
Take it
Turn
back
your
low.
hips on the
Take
down.
dead aim.
Just hit the ball.
See?
Whoa.
AT&T helps push what's possible, like making Eva better at golf.
Come on, Nancy, let's go to the clubhouse.
The 2022 Masters Tournament is brought to you by IBM. Let's create. Mercedes-Benz. Electric now has EQ. And AT&T helps you push what's possible. With the second round now complete, I want to remind you about the weekend coverage. The third round on CBS begins Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can enjoy the final round on Sunday beginning at 2 p.m. And, of course, we'd love to have you for Sports Center on ESPN before and after each round. That coverage begins bright and early at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. One last look as the sun is going to bed. His flags have been whipping throughout the day. It just helps frame this spectacular performance of the world's #1 player, Scotty Scheffler, winner of 3 of his 5 events prior to playing here. Should shock no one based off that, or the fact that in his last 6 major championships, he's been in the top 20, and all of them, remember, his very first PGA out at Harding Park was in that final group. Told me on SportsCenter he learned plenty, even though he didn't win it. Now here he is setting the pace. Justin Thomas threw his hat into the ring with a brilliant round of 67, and he visited afterwards with Mike Leaps.
All right, here with Justin Thomas. And JT, one way to turn around your weekend is to turn a 76 into a 67. How exactly did you do it?
Well, I decided to not hit it as bad as I possibly could with my irons. Was a good start. I don't know, yesterday was just one of those weird days. I for some reason, couldn't get into it, couldn't get focused, couldn't get just into the adrenaline and tournament mindset, which is a bummer, but that happens over the course of the season. And I'm just really proud of myself the way I hung in there and stuck to it and really played a solid round today to play myself back in it.
Knowing you the way I do, you were pretty heated with your round yesterday. How do you turn anger into a positive outcome the next day?
Yeah, it took a while. I think anger is an understatement. I don't really know how I would describe it, but yeah, I was pissed. I was really, really mad. I just kind of went home and honestly just kind of needed to pout a little bit and just sulk and kind of get myself a little bit of time, and then stuff my face with some dinner, and then just get a good night's sleep, and woke up today feeling ready to go.
Well, now you got some good vibes going into the weekend.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
He was certainly one of the favorites, and just you heard his words, couldn't get anything going. Well, he got a lot going, Curtis, on Friday here. Such a difficult home location to attack.
But it makes it easier when you drive it 330 or 40 yards down the hill.
I'm sure that helps. And 14 as he battled back to just 2 over.
He's talked recently about trying too hard. Sometimes you can try too hard, get in your own way. Sometimes you have to play like you don't care. Today, he played free.
There you see that finish and the twirl, and that let you know it was a hook and it was going to have a chance. And right around here, you got to be thinking that's a 1. You can tell he thought it was.
You can't tell it all from the tee, but he knows it looks good as it's coming down the hill.
That reaction right there. Clearly nothing to be disappointed about with the 67. The problem is the guy that was ahead of you in the day started shot the same thing. There's Scheffler. 5 clear. That matches the largest ever halfway lead. A couple of Masters champions in that group at 3 under par. Another major champion in Shane Lowry. There's Justin Thomas among the group at 1 under, included among those. Danny Willett, the winner here. Joaquin Niemann, who spent a couple of days playing alongside Tiger Woods, a winner out at Riviera. Webb Simpson, a U.S. Open champ. Kevin Kisner, one of the many Georgia Bulldogs in the field, played a very nice round and shot 70. Hudson Swafford lost a club head on his second, a 13. That was one of those oh-no moments, but he shoots 69. Masters champion Patrick Reed among those who'll play the weekend at 3 over par. Max Homa, right around the cut line, made birdie, I believe it was on 16, to give himself a bit of wiggle room. Masters champion Adam Scott with a sparkling up and down in the bunker on 18 to make the cut on the number at 4 under par. And we head into the weekend now, Curtis, with the storyline very clearly established. On the one hand, you've got Tiger here for the weekend. That's great for him. He's got a chance, as he says, but he and everybody else are chasing world #1 Scottie Scheffler. What has he done best thus far?
Well, for all of our stat guys out there, this is pretty incredible stuff. He's hit 12 of 14 fairways today, and what that does, it sets up the rest of the golf course, especially when the wind is blowing. 26 greens in 2 days, tied for 3rd.
That's typically the best predictor here at the Masters, whoever finds the most greens.
And when he has missed greens, his pitching has been phenomenal. And what's the best stat? He's made 9 from 11. 9 for 11 from 5 to 10 feet. Pretty good stuff. That's not only making birdies, but it's salvaging pars, and that's why he has a 5-shot lead.
It's interesting, Curtis. When he won in Phoenix, he was not in the lead. When he won at Bay Hill, he was not in the lead. That allows you to draft, and that is a very popular position that we see winners come from on tour. Let the leader make a mistake. Now he's the lead man. What type of pressure, Curtis, comes with that?
Pressure. I mean, it's just simple as that. Anxiety. Not anxiety, just anticipation. And he's still such a young man. You learn how to handle all these situations as you progress in your career. He's had 3 great wins in the last 5 starts he's had. Now we're going to see how he does in the lead. But what I've seen so far and what we've seen in the last 5 starts for him, he's going to be really tough to beat.
A 5-shot lead. Again, that matches the largest lead that we've seen here at Augusta at the halfway point. They'll all try to chase down the #1 player in the world as we head to the weekend. So, encourage you to watch the highlights this evening on CBS. For Curtis Strange, Michael Eaves, all of my colleagues at ESPN, we wish our friends from CBS the very best this weekend. Been a pleasure to be with you. We appreciate Augusta National Golf Club for having us. Always a pleasure and an honor to cover the Masters. Enjoy the weekend.
Well, you've done it. You're headed into the weekend at Augusta at the top of the leaderboard, surviving 36 holes in a pressure grinder.
There are going to be a lot of caddies tonight that are alone.
Against the best in the world, playing their best and most motivated golf.
He's going to like this.
Every shot felt like an opera. Every putt looked a mile away.
Boom!
Congratulations. You're only halfway home.
This is SportsCenter with Kevin Nagandi.
Welcome into SportsCenter as we take you to the top of the hour. Plenty of opening day storylines, including a walk